Jambo! Welcome to world-famous Lion Country Safari, America's first drive-through wildlife preserve. Lion Country Safari is proud to be accredited by the American Zoo and Aquarium Association. Proof positive, we are dedicated to the highest standards in animal care, education, ethics, and conservation. As you approach the entrance, please be aware of some very important safari rules. The animals here are not tame. They are wild animals, so the most important rule is to keep your windows up and your doors locked at all times. No feeding of any animals in the preserve is permitted. Please respect the home and health of our animals. Do not throw trash or cigarette butts out of your window or on the ground anywhere in the drive-through preserve or the walk-through safari world. Place trash and recyclable items in the correct container. You are now entering Las Pampas, named for the grasslands of South America. In this preserve you will find a wonderful variety of animals. Most are from South America. Watch out for the Aldabra tortoises. Those aren't just big boulders you see in the grass. They are the largest species of land tortoise in the world today. They often reach weights of 500 pounds and can have shells 5 feet in length. They are also very long-lived animals, living 150 years or more. These gentle giants come from the island of Aldabra, which is off the coast of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. Rheas are the 4th largest species of birds in the world today. Known as the ostriches of the New World, rheas are incapable of flight. They inhabit the grasslands of South America and feed on a wide variety of plant species. An interesting feature about them is that the males alone incubate the eggs and raise the offspring. Although they are plentiful in captivity, wild populations of rheas have declined significantly due to hunting and loss of habitat. The brown pelicans are an endangered species found along the coastal areas of North and South America and are a familiar sight here in Florida. With permission of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Lion Country Safari offers a safe haven for these individuals that have sustained wing injuries in the wild and cannot be released back to their natural habitat. Wild pelicans are at considerable risk of becoming entangled in carelessly discarded fishing line. Please fish responsibly and do your part to properly dispose of trash. The Brazilian tapir is an odd-looking mammal native to the forests of South America. At first glance, it looks much like an enormous brown pig with a body shape that makes them well-suited for quick movements through thick underbrush. Their elongated upper lip and nose forms a movable proboscis similar to an elephant's trunk. As herbivores, tapirs feed largely on vegetation and fruit. They are excellent swimmers and spend a good deal of time in the water. Another mammal that shares this preserve with the tapir is the llama. Domesticated from wild guanacos more than 4,000 years ago, llamas are still used today as beasts of burden in the Andes Mountains of South America. They are also farmed for meat and milk, and for their long coarse wool, which is used in weaving textiles. You should now be nearing a set of gates that will take you through to the next preserve. If you have not yet reached the sign for Ruah National Park, please stop this recording now and restart it once you have reached that point. You have now entered Ruah National Park. This unspoiled African wilderness is known for its variety of wildlife. The greater kudu is one of the most beautiful species of antelope in the world. Native to the bushlands and woodlands of central and southern Africa, kudus are browsers that eat the leaves and shoots from a variety of plants. Males are known for their spectacular spiraling horns, which can grow as long as 6 feet. These horns do not prevent kudus from getting around in the dense brush of their environment. They simply tilt their chins up, laying their horns flat against their backs, and then can move easily through the wooded habitat. You have probably noticed the ostrich in this section. Ostriches are the world's tallest living birds. They are quite inquisitive by nature and will investigate new items by pecking at them. We will see more of them when we reach the Serengeti Plains. The Udad or Barbary sheep are very hardy animals found mainly in the rough, rocky, arid country of northern Africa. They are recognized by their tan-colored coat and large horns, which sweep in a wide semicircle away from the head. The horns are present in both males and females. Udad have an extraordinary ability to go without drinking water for long periods of time if necessary, obtaining all the moisture they need from the vegetation they eat. When water is available, they will drink heartily, bathe, and wallow in the mud. In their natural African habitat, Udad are hunted excessively, and the complete extermination of them from their natural range is only a matter of time. The medium-sized antelope in this section are impala. These graceful animals are so adaptable that they are found from southern Africa to the northern limits of East Africa. In the wild, impalas are found at grassland and woodland edges, usually close to water. Impala weigh from 100 to 150 pounds and range from 28 to 36 inches tall. Females are similar to males except they do not have horns. The male's graceful lyre-shaped horns are 18 to 37 inches long. Now see if you can find the waterbuck. These large, shaggy brown antelope are most easily recognized from behind by the target-like white circles that decorate their rumps. All of the waterbuck in this section are male. How can you tell? The males have horns. Females do not. The male's horns are quite long and are gently curved inward and forward in a lyre shape. They have a strong, musky scent which is given off by their oily hair. The waterbuck move in small herds in grassy or lightly wooded areas of Central Africa. They are the most water-dependent of all antelope species and so are never found far from the edge of a water. The endangered Gemsbok is a beautiful antelope with a striking black and white face mask. Both sexes have long, sharply pointed horns that can extend almost 4 feet in length. The horns can be used for protection against predators such as lions, and when lowered parallel to the ground, can be lunged at an enemy with great accuracy. Gemsbok are very swift runners and can easily outpace potential predators such as African hunting dogs. They are well adapted to living in the arid areas of southwest Africa and can go for long periods of time without drinking. They are able to endure the extreme heat of their desert environment by avoiding overexertion, resting during the hottest times of the day, and feeding at night or in the early morning hours when plants are likely to contain the most moisture. Their sandy gray coats offer them great camouflage and make them nearly invisible in their natural desert habitat. The Nile lichwi are one of the most aquatic of all the antelope species. Breeding males darken with age and become dark chocolate brown with a broad white saddle across the neck and shoulders. Their hindquarters are slightly higher than their shoulders and their hooves are long and splayed. Females, juveniles, and neutered males are chestnut in color with white underparts, face, and throat markings. As their name suggests, they inhabit the floodplains along the banks of the Nile River in Africa, where they move back and forth with the rising and falling of the annual floodwaters. They prefer to eat swampy grasses and aquatic plants that may only be intermittently exposed as floodwaters rise and recede. They are excellent swimmers and are often found grazing in water up to shoulder height. Although lichwi are relatively slow on land, no other antelope can run as fast through water or are as efficient in mud. If predators such as lions, leopards, hyenas, or wild dogs threaten them, they will escape to the water for safety. You should now be nearing a set of gates which will take you into the next preserve. If you have not yet reached the sign marked Gir Forest, please stop this recording now and restart it once you have reached that point. The preserve you have just entered, the Gir Forest, is named for the famous wildlife sanctuary found in western India. Its inhabitants include blackbuck, nilgai, and Asiatic water buffalo. These animals have a large territory in which to roam, so please be sure to look carefully around as you drive slowly through. That movement in the bushes you mistake for a gust of wind could very well be, if you look closer, a concealed animal. Remember, please drive very slowly. You will soon be passing through the gates to the Gorongosa Preserve, but you will return to further explore the Gir Forest in just a few minutes. You will probably notice an employee in a zebra-striped vehicle up ahead of you. They are there for your protection and for the protection of the animals in the surrounding preserve, in case they try to wander into the domain of His Majesty, the lion. Yes, there are lions ahead. Please be sure that your windows and doors remain closed at all times. Lions can explode from a standing start and cover 100 yards in a matter of seconds. As peaceful as they may look, please don't tempt them to display their incredible power. If you have not yet reached the gates, stop this recording now and restart it when you reach the other side. There are a few things you should know about lions. For instance, they are not jungle creatures. In Africa, they are usually found in open bush country or on the grassy plains called savannas. They sleep as much as 20 hours each day. Here at Lion Country Safari, you will often find them resting peacefully in the shade during the heat of the day. If you do stop to watch the antics of the lions or to take pictures, please pull over to the side of the road and make certain that you are not blocking anyone wishing to pass. The lion is unique among cats in that it is very gregarious, living in an ordered group called a pride. The pride has a very definite social structure and is dominated by one or more adult males. By the way, the male lions are the ones with the large mane of fur around their head and neck. The core of the pride is made up of several related adult females, some of whom may have cubs. Females tend to stay in the pride they are born into throughout their lifetime. Young males, however, are forced out of the pride by the breeding males who consider them to be future competition. These young bachelors then live solitary lives or may band together in small groups until they are old enough and strong enough to be able to take over a pride of their own. The structure of the pride offers some significant advantages to lions, one of the prime ones being protection of the cubs from other predators like hyenas and jackals. A second advantage is the opportunity to hunt for prey in groups. Lions are not very choosy eaters, but they do tend to prefer large herd animals such as zebra, wildebeest, and antelope. The females do the majority of the hunting for the pride and are very successful, catching prey in 1 out of every 4 attempts. They have excellent night vision and, although they will sometimes hunt during the day, the majority of the hunting is done at night when it is cooler. Once a kill has been made, the males usually demand to eat first and may consume as much as 70 pounds of meat at a single gorging. It is often thought that males live a pampered life within the pride, but this is actually not true. Males bear the responsibility of protecting the whole pride and for maintaining its territory. Heard from up to 5 miles away, the lion's roar is an awesome sound and is used to communicate territorial boundaries to other nearby prides. What can be better than waking up to the sound of a lion's roar? You can if you stay at our award-winning KOA campground. Amenities include a swimming pool, covered pavilion, volleyball and basketball courts, horseshoe pits, and shuffleboard. We have sites for RVs and tents, plus some cabins available to rent. For pricing information, stop by our main office or visit our website, www.lioncountrysafari.com. You should now be nearing the next set of gates, which will take you back into the The animals of the Serengeti Plains have a large territory in which to roam, so please be sure to look carefully around as you drive slowly through. By now you have most likely seen the ostrich. These easily recognizable creatures are the world's largest flightless birds. Flightless because their wing muscles are not strong enough to support their weight. The adult males weigh as much as 350 pounds and can grow to a height of 8 feet. They can attain a running speed of up to 35 miles per hour, which is a good defense against most would-be predators. They are extremely strong and can be very aggressive, so keep your doors and windows closed and locked at all times. An ostrich can inflict severe injury with a swift kick of its powerful leg or even with its beak. Adult male ostriches can be distinguished by their black feathers, while the feathers of females and immature birds are a dull gray. Eggs are usually laid here at Lion Country between February and June. Be sure to keep a sharp eye out for the nests. These large ground nests may contain 30 or more eggs at a time. You won't be able to miss the eggs if they're around. Each one is about the size of a cantaloupe and weighs about 2 pounds. Although they are the largest eggs in the world, they are also the smallest egg in proportion to body size produced by any bird. If you're looking for a souvenir, ostrich eggs are seasonally available for sale at our main gift shop. Also found in this expansive preserve are a variety of hoofed animals called ungulates, which can be easily identified by the different shapes of their horns. By the way, do you know the difference between antlers and horns? Antlers, which are typical headgear of deer, are made of bone and are shed and regrown again every year. Horns, which are the headgear of antelope, sheep, goats, and cattle, have a bony core with an outer covering made up of keratin. That's the same protein that makes up your hair and fingernails. Horns are not shed annually and actually continue to grow throughout the animal's lifetime. Now I'll describe some of the different species to keep watch for as you continue your safari today. The eland is the largest of the African antelope species, with males reaching 6 feet at the shoulder and weighing 1,500 pounds. They have a thin orange-colored coat with a few vertical white stripes across the shoulders and sides. Both males and females have straight screw-like horns that are often 3 feet long. A flap of skin called a dewlap hangs down at the front of the neck and bears a tuft of hair on the end of it. They are found in small herds in the open habitats of East Africa. Eland are easily tamed and are farmed in some parts of Africa for meat and milk. Eland milk has triple the fat content and twice the protein of the milk from a dairy cow. Do you remember the waterbuck that we saw in Ruah National Park? You should be able to spot more of these animals in this section. Remember that waterbuck have the white target-like markings on their rumps. If you look carefully, you can probably see males and females. The females have no horns, giving them a particularly gentle appearance. Female waterbuck will often attempt to conceal their newborn calves in thickets or tall grass for the first 2 to 4 weeks of life. Calves are very mobile shortly after birth, however, and often wander about on their own. An unusual-looking member of the antelope family is the wildebeest, also known as the gnu. They have a top-heavy appearance due to their muscular shoulders and thin legs. Their body fur is gray, marked by black stripes across the shoulders. Their horns curve out over their ears and turn sharply upward at the ends. There is a fringe of hair on their chest, and their faces are strongly whiskered. They appear to be a cross between a cow, a horse, and a mule, with a beard thrown in for good measure. They certainly are aggressive-looking beasts, but they go into antics when approached, dashing off and wheeling about to gaze at any intruders. In Africa, they are a favorite food source for the lion, and the young are frequently eaten by hyenas. In dry seasons, some herds migrate in tremendous numbers to reach water and fresh feeding grounds. Their reproduction is highly seasonal. All births within a herd occur mainly within a 2 to 3 week period. An unusual-looking member of the antelope family is the wildebeest, also known as the gnu. They have a top-heavy appearance due to their muscular shoulders and thin legs. Their body fur is gray, marked by black stripes across the shoulders. Their horns curve out over their ears and turn sharply upward at the ends. There is a fringe of hair on their chest, and their faces are strongly whiskered. They appear to be a cross between a cow, a horse, and a mule, with a beard thrown in for good measure. They certainly are aggressive-looking beasts, but they go into antics when approached, dashing off and wheeling about to gaze at any intruders. In Africa, they are a favorite food source for the lion, and the young are frequently eaten by hyenas. In dry seasons, some herds migrate in tremendous numbers to reach water and fresh feeding grounds. Their reproduction is highly seasonal. All births within a herd occur mainly within a 2 to 3 week period. The Mouflan is thought to be one of the 2 original ancestors of all modern sheep breeds and are the smallest animals on display in this preserve. They are mostly brown in color with a light-colored saddle patch and have large, thick horns that encircle each side of the head. Mouflan originated on the Mediterranean islands of Corsica, Sardinia, and Cyprus, but have more recently been introduced into many parts of Europe. It is common for males, called rams, to live in bachelor groups as you see here, only mingling with the females, called ewes, during the mating season. The ram's dominance is generally determined by his age and the size of his horns. In late fall and early winter, the rams battle for possession of the ewes, crashing their horns together with tremendous force. Truly wild mouflon populations are declining due to habitat loss, hunting, and interbreeding with domestic sheep. Hey kids, are you mad about mammals? Do you rave about reptiles? Are you bonkers for birds? Then come spend some time with us this summer at Safari Day Camp. Each week-long adventure includes hands-on animal activities and behind-the-scenes tours, not to mention swimming, arts and crafts, paddle boating, water play area, group games, miniature golf, and much, much more. Your registration will include a Safari Day Camper t-shirt, cap, water bottle, and souvenir photo, plus all of your lunches, snacks, and craft supplies. You'll have a roaring good time. Ask for further information at the main office or check us out on the web at www.lioncountrysafari.com. You will soon be reaching the gates to the next preserve. In case you have not yet reached that point, stop this recording now and restart it when you have reached the sign marked Hwange National Park. The animals you will see here are some of Africa's most interesting creatures, all roaming freely and sharing the same territory. Because this territory is so large, the animals may very well be in various parts of this preserve at different times of the day. Please remember, our animals always have the right of way. Although the white rhinoceros is not aggressive by nature, these massive animals may cause unintentional damage through natural activities. Please give the rhinos plenty of room to cross the roads and do not stop your vehicle close to them. Speaking of rhinos, you are sure to see many endangered southern white rhinoceroses here in Hwange National Park. Don't let their name fool you. They are actually stone gray in color. Their name is derived from the Afrikaans word wide, meaning wide or square-lipped. As grazers, white rhinos have a wider mouth than black rhinos, which are browsers. They are quite gregarious animals and are usually found in small groups in thin woodland or grassy open spaces. White rhinos can weigh as much as 3.5 tons, stand more than 6 feet at the shoulder, and be longer than the average mid-sized automobile. All rhinos are short-sighted, but they have acute senses of smell and hearing. They are basically peaceful creatures in spite of their formidable-looking horns. It is widely believed that the horns are made of a bony material. Actually, the horns are composed of a mass of fibers made of keratin, the same protein found in the antelope's horns and in our own hair and fingernails. Rhinos have been extensively overhunted for their horns, which in some parts of the world are carved and used as ceremonial dagger handles or are powdered and used for medicinal purposes. Today, all species of rhinos are in severe danger of extinction in the wild. We are proud to say that many southern white rhinos have been born here at Lion Country since 1977. Although some have remained here with us, others have been sent to zoological parks throughout North America as part of the American Zoo and Aquarium Association's Species Survival Plan, or SSP. Also sharing this preserve are more of our Gemsbok, which you have seen earlier in your tour. Those large African antelope with the sandy gray coats, long straight horns, and black and white face masks. Country Safari. We have special rates available for your company picnics, family reunions, birthday parties, school classes, scout troops, church groups, and more. We offer guided tours and educational programs during the school year. For more information, visit our website at www.lioncountrysafari.com. The animals you will see here are some of Africa's most interesting creatures, all roaming freely and sharing the same territory. Because this territory is so large, the animals may very well be in various parts of this preserve at different times of the day. Please remember, our animals always have the right of way. Although the white rhinoceros is not aggressive by nature, these massive animals may cause unintentional damage through natural activities. Please give the rhinos plenty of room to cross the roads and do not stop your vehicle close to them. Speaking of rhinos, you are sure to see many endangered southern white rhinoceroses here in Hwange National Park. Don't let their name fool you. They are actually stone gray in color. Their name is derived from the Afrikaans word wide, meaning wide or square-lipped. As grazers, white rhinos have a wider mouth than black rhinos, which are browsers. They are quite gregarious animals and are usually found in small groups in thin woodland or grassy open spaces. White rhinos can weigh as much as 3.5 tons, stand more than 6 feet at the shoulder, and be longer than the average mid-sized automobile. All rhinos are short-sighted, but they have acute senses of smell and hearing. They are basically peaceful creatures in spite of their formidable-looking horns. It is widely believed that the horns are made of a bony material. Actually, the horns are composed of a mass of fibers made of keratin, the same protein found in the antelope's horns and in our own hair and fingernails. Rhinos have been extensively overhunted for their horns, which in some parts of the world are carved and used as ceremonial dagger handles or are powdered and used for medicinal purposes. Today, all species of rhinos are in severe danger of extinction in the wild. We are proud to say that many southern white rhinos have been born here at Lion Country since 1977. Although some have remained here with us, others have been sent to zoological parks throughout North America as part of the American Zoo and Aquarium Association's Species Survival Plan, or SSP. This conservation program helps to preserve strong genetics in endangered species. Lion Country Safari has been involved in the SSP for white rhinos since 1998. If you haven't seen them already, watch out for the wild horses of Africa, the zebra. They are among the most numerous and preyed upon creatures to inhabit the African continent. Their black and white stripes are like fingerprints because no two sets are exactly alike. Some scientists believe these stripes act as camouflage in the shimmering heat haze of the African plains. In fact, hunters have passed whole herds of zebra because of this natural optical illusion. The stripes also help to deter annoying flies. Flies are usually attracted to large, dark objects, and studies have shown that they are much less likely to zero in on an animal that is striped. It has also been suggested that the stripes We have special rates available for your company picnics, family reunions, birthday parties, school classes, scout troops, church groups, and more. We offer guided tours and educational programs during the school year. For more information, visit our website at www.lioncountrysafari.com. Chimpanzees are native to tropical Africa and are very comfortable in the Florida subtropical habitat. You are likely to find them shaded in the large concrete culverts or under the climbing structures during the heat of the day. Lion Country Safari is proud to be an active participant in Chimpanzoo, an observation program of chimpanzees in zoos and other wildlife facilities, headed by world-renowned chimp expert Dr. Jane Goodall. You may actually see some chimpanzee observers sitting quietly by the islands studying the chimps, but please remain in your car. Like our keepers, these observers have been trained to be safely and unobtrusively out of their vehicles. Lion Country Safari supports the observation of its chimpanzees because these studies lead to valuable understanding of chimpanzees in wildlife facilities. Chimpanzees are physically and genetically the animals most closely related to humans. We share over 98% of our DNA with them. Their intelligence is unsurpassed in the animal world, and they are capable of learning a variety of complicated tasks. They are diurnal and spend much of the day looking for food. At night, they build nests of vegetation to sleep in and will rebuild new ones each night. The strength of these animals is almost unbelievable. Pound for pound, they are roughly 8 times stronger than the average human being. A chimpanzee weighing 100 pounds can throw 300 pounds with one arm. In fact, because their muscles are so dense, their lung capacity is so small, and they have no subcutaneous fat, they cannot float or swim, so the water surrounding them keeps them safely on their islands. Wild chimps form loosely organized bands of individuals which will remain in a fairly large home range for many years at a time. The social structures of our island communities are quite similar to what you would find in Africa, and in this respect are unique among captive chimpanzee groups found throughout the world. Like human infants, chimpanzee babies are quite helpless when they are born, and for the first few months of life are held cradled in their mother's arms. They are weaned by the time they are about 4 years old, just in time for the mother to give birth to her next baby. Chimpanzees are renowned for their ability to manufacture and utilize their own tools, mostly as aids in collecting food. They are omnivorous, eating about 200 different kinds of leaves and fruit, as well as insects, honey, eggs, small birds, and mammals. They will use stones to crack open nuts, sticks to pull down fruit-laden tree branches, and will patiently poke twigs into termite mounds and anthills, snacking on any termites or ants that have clung to the twigs once they are removed from the hole. Here at Lion Country Safari, an important and essential part of caring for our chimpanzees involves enhancing their environments. New and different objects, puzzles, toys, and food items are imaginatively introduced onto their islands daily in order to stimulate natural behaviors such as foraging, problem-solving, tool-making, and investigation. Such environmental enrichment helps our chimpanzee communities to live as normal a life as possible. The islands you see on your right, across from the Chimp Islands, are home to another group of primates called white-handed gibbons. Native to Southeast Asia, gibbons live in small family groups in a dense rainforest habitat and are almost exclusively arboreal, meaning they live in the trees. Gibbons do not have tails to assist them with their movements in the trees, but instead travel through their environment with a hand-over-hand method of locomotion called brachiation. If walking on large tree limbs or on the ground, they will often hold their arms high above their heads for balance. Gibbons eat mostly fruits, leaves, and other vegetable matter, but will also eat insects, eggs, and small vertebrates. They are highly territorial and will vigorously defend their territories with noisy acrobatic displays. Spacing of family group territories are maintained using large group vocalizations, which are often heard here at Lion Country Safari. By now you must have spotted the tallest of all animals, the giraffe. Reaching heights of up to 18 feet, they are the watchtowers of the tree-scattered African terrain in which they live. With a keen sense of smell and hearing and outstanding vision, they are well equipped to sense danger approaching. When a giraffe stops to stare, other animals would be wise to take note. Its long legs and neck and a 17-inch prehensile tongue allow the giraffe to reach the tender leaves of the tallest acacia trees. Look way up. You might be surprised to learn that despite the length of its neck, the giraffe has the same number of neck vertebrae as a much smaller human or even a tiny mouse. 7. Because its head is so far above its heart, it has special valves in its blood vessels to ensure that sufficient blood reaches all the way up to its brain. Both males and females have horn-like projections on their heads, but they are unlike those of any other mammal. They are made of bone and are covered with skin. The males use their horns when sparring amongst themselves, swinging their heads and long necks and striking their opponent from the side. Giraffes are remarkably graceful runners and can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. They rarely lie down and usually sleep standing up. To drink, they must splay their front legs widely apart and stoop to the ground. When doing so, they are highly vulnerable to lions. If attacked, a giraffe will deliver severe blows with its feet and will often seriously injure its attacker. Calves are born after a 15-month gestation period, are 6 feet tall, and weigh about 140 pounds. You are now nearing the end of your driving tour of Lion Country Safari, but there is still much more for you to do and see in Safari World. Don't miss out on the remarkable experience of being eye-to-eye with some of these friendly giants at our giraffe feeding area. Plan to join us for our unique presentation, Reaching New Heights, in demonstrating the importance of a close, trusting relationship between captive giraffes and their human keepers, and in ensuring high standards of quality care. It will be an experience you won't soon forget. At the exit to the preserve, you will be asked to give the gate attendant a copy of your admission receipt and to return this recorded tour. If you wish to purchase a copy, cassettes and CDs are available for sale in our gift shops. You are welcome to drive back through the preserve at no additional charge at any time before 4:30 p.m. today. When driving from the preserve to the walk-through park, you will notice our new area for group reservations. This pavilion can accommodate up to 450 people in one seating and includes a full kitchen. Contact our groups department for details today. Enjoy the rest of your day here with us at Lion Country Safari. If you had a great time today, tell your friends. If you have suggestions for improvements, please visit the front office to fill out a guest comment form or visit our online survey at www.lioncountrysafari.com. It has been a pleasure being with you on safari today. Do come back to visit the animals again soon. On behalf of all the staff here at Lion Country Safari, Kwaherini, farewell.